But still, as wonderful and as pleasurable as sex is supposed to be, we still find out that many people are scarred by the experience. And that's because it's not in the proper context. Now, what the devil does is a master of perversion. He perverts things. And so the devil did not create sex. The devil cannot create. What he does is he perverts what God has already created. And so, for me, I see sex as a gift. Now, it's a gift that is wrapped in marriage. So, the wrapper around that gift is marriage. And so, what the devil came to do is to speak to us and tell us that you can have that gift without removing the wrapper. And so you don't have to unwrap the gift. You can put your hand and take what is inside that box without unwrapping it. And so what he actually does is he perverted that image. And so you have the gift that is in the wrapper. Now the devil turns sex into the wrapper. And now what that sex wraps is his own agenda. And so it's destruction. It is a way for you to fall. That is what it's wrapping. Now, the reason why he does this is because if the devil, so for example, if I give you a box and then, no, if I give you a live snake, you would not collect it because you can see it is dangerous. You know this thing can kill you, literally. But if I give you a box that is wrapped, it's a gift. You don't know what is inside of it. What you see on the outside is attractive to you. You'd collect it. Because you can't see what is inside of what I just gave you. And that is what the devil has, I'm about to say, he has successfully done to our generation. He has handed over to us sex. And so sex is the wrapper. So it looks attractive. He has told you that you can have this thing. You don't have to be married. And then he goes further to say you don't actually have to even have sex. I mean, it's all right to just... So people were speaking about pornography and masturbation and all that here. But how about same sex? How about all these things? These are things that are plaguing this generation. And until you see it for what it really is, we would keep on struggling with these things. Now, the devil is pushing his own agenda. He's using the media. He's using music. See, the honest truth is, sex is all about us, whether you speak about it or not. Even in cartoons now, there are adult content. And so we need to begin to see that there is an orientation that is starting. We are talking about it now. This thing did not start now. This is the honest truth. I'll speak to you and I'll try to be as real as possible. When I was in school, so here it is for me. I started noticing girls from primary school. That's when in my head there was a difference between myself as a boy and a girl. Now, these were ladies that did not have breasts or anything. There was just, something just switched all of a sudden, and I just knew that I was different from this person. Now, in secondary school, Okay, so in secondary school, it happened that I was one of the supposed good boys, of the school. When you are going for competitions, they will call you and all that. So there was this box that I had been put into by the principal because, I felt I was a good guy. And my school was a very crazy school. I mean, people had sex in school. And so you have friends, or you want to have friends. So you want to feel among, and then you're around people, and they're telling you about stuff that they do. The last floor of my school was a very crazy place. And it was a day school. It was not a boarding house. And so it started from very little things, like you guys are to queue to go to take something or sign something, and then you are tapping current. You are busy tapping currents, you want to stand behind the lady. I'm serious. I was at that place. You will almost never catch me lining up standing behind the guy because I'll be like, exactly for what? But you stand behind the lady. Now, the ladies of my school too did not help matters. Their skirts were always very tight and all that. So, but there was this feeling that I would have then, you feel good. I tapped this current successfully. Sure you get? Because the girl is not even trying to, she's not even trying to push you away or something. I mean, she'll shift back and you'll be like, does she understand what's going on? And so, because I'm watching my time, it started as early as that. That was the orientation. And so for me, it was very easy to slip into pornography. I'm hearing people saying internet, off your internet. My first contact with pornography was not online. I stumbled on it on someone's phone. People download these things. I don't understand why we're saying internet. And it's even worse now because see, you don't go searching for pornography. Pornography, it comes searching for you now in this age. It is chasing after you. Like Pastor is saying, we should pursue God. I'm serious. It is chasing after you. In the songs you hear, you are busy grooving to the beat, but there is a spirit, there is an orientation that the devil is giving to you. He's just trying to get you to lower your guard and let you think that it's okay. I mean, so it's just the music now. Yes, it's just the song. You just like the beat. It's in the movies you watch. So, see, for me, okay, so I decided that I was going to be as plain as possible. It's movies. Oh, Jesus. What movies? So, I don't watch TV. All right. That's just because I don't just have the patience to sit and wait for someone to be controlling what I'm watching. But I see movies, and then I'm speaking to young people here. There is this pull that you feel when you are watching a movie, and then it gets to a place where there is adult content. All you need to see is that they are insinuating. You don't actually even have to see it. They just insinuate, and then so the atmosphere in the room changes and all that. And you just see automatically your attention is heightened. Automatically you want to see the next scene. You want to see what's coming up next. That's the mind. That's what you want to do. And so at that point, you are now trying to remember that they said when it gets to this point, fast forward. That's the honest truth. This is a battle that we fight every day. See, before it gets to the place where it is sexual sin, these are things that build up. Now, so what happens when it gets to the place whereby a guy and a girl now actually get to meet, or it's a guy and a guy, and you actually get to mate together outside of marriage? People see the act, but what they don't see are the things that are already built up to that act. You don't just wake up one day and just run and just go and start having sex. So it's an orientation. In fact, I've not looked at this book in a while. I'm not using what I wrote here. Okay. But and the funny thing about all this is, so everything I said is that sex starts with an awareness. It just starts with making you aware of the fact that there is you can have sexual relations. Okay. Now, the lie the devil has told us is that it's not a big deal. When you look at this generation, that's what is out there. It's not a big deal. I mean, you can do it and get away with it. But the truth of the matter is, we know that it is a big deal. But that's for those of us who are here in the church. How about people who are outside there? They've so accepted the fact that it's not a big deal, it's nothing. It's nothing. And so you see people who are proud to tell you that, guy, forget, I knocked that girl. I'm serious. They are proud of, in fact, the pride in their voice just confuses you. You don't know what to say again. Because you're like, how can this person be this proud of this thing? But that is you. You are the one that knows that one. They are proud. In fact, so you hear things like body count, and then they are counting. It's now a thing of pride. And so, those things lead into you eventually have a girlfriend, you have a boyfriend. And the honest truth is, for us young people, the very first time you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, 100% of the time, you can come and correct me when I drop this mic, 100% of the time, it started because of peer pressure. Just because you saw somebody who had a girlfriend or had a boyfriend. Your friends had one, and then they are telling you stuff about it. It's not just because there's just something pushing you that I don't have a boyfriend. It's almost never because of love at first. We just think it is. Honest truth. How many people actually eventually get married to the first boyfriend or first girlfriend they had? There are very few. All right. Now, so I want to leave all this and just go personal, because there's so many aspects I can't touch this morning. I don't have the time. But you know that it starts from, let me speak for those of us in the church. I can tell you that 95% of the time that as a young guy, a young lady walks past me in church, I notice something about her. 95% of the time. We don't have to be having a conversation that has to do with sex. But just the fact that she walks past, there is a way the mind just picks up on things. I don't have to give a second look. But there's the way the mind captures pictures. It's like a screenshot. So it grabs it. And the funny thing is, at that point, it might not be before your face. It might be at home. I'm sorry, well, when Pastor Iti was here, she said that, get busy. I was busy on campus. I was busy. But then you find out that you find time for these things. I mean, you get home, you are tired. You know you want to sleep. Your eyes literally going shut. But all it needs is for that trigger to just come. And next thing is, for me, it was crazy because I was in church. So I knew these things were not right. For crying out loud, I was a worship leader. And then so it starts from a conversation in the mind. So the mind is going, this thing is not right, don't do it. We are like, okay, so sleep come now, and sleep is not coming. But you're tired though. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Your internet can be off. As a matter of fact, I have subscribed in the middle of the night. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. The moment I touch my phone, I have started doing it. Now, see, from that age, you already knew how to put your browser on incognito mode such that no matter where you go to, nobody who touches your phone can see the history. Nobody can know where you went to. And I found out that you spend all night. I'm telling you, you were tired. Until when it's like 5 a.m., you know that, wow, time has gone. That's how crazy this thing is. And this is just pornography. Funny enough, I don't know how I never graduated to masturbation. I really don't know how. But I had told myself it was okay to just look at it. In fact, the lie I told myself at the beginning, as a young virgin, was that so that you won't get married and you don't know what is what. You'll not be a JJC. I'm serious. That was the lie I told myself at the beginning. So just watch so that you know. You know where to put something. You don't gonna put something where it should not be. But then you find out that to come out is a struggle. And then sometimes you come out and you go back. And you come out. And the funny thing is this thing. See, the devil will always attack you at the place where he last succeeded. Where he last succeeded is where he will always come back to attack you from. And so you find out that years down the line, 2 years, all of a sudden, out of seemingly nowhere, you just have the urge again. And you're like, hell, I thought I had broken out of this thing. And so it's a battle we have to fight every day. So when Paul was saying we should renew our minds, he knew what he was saying. It's a battle you fight every single day of your life. So when you think that you have defeated masturbation, or you have defeated pornography, or you have defeated the sexual appeal, so the funny thing is our generation does a lot of funny things. But my fear is that the generation coming up behind us, they'll do much worse. It's my fear, except for the grace of God. My generation is the generation that you want to greet a lady and the first thing, you want a very big hug. I'm guilty of this thing, and so that's why I'm saying my generation. Now, there is no way you hug a lady that you don't feel her breasts. I'm telling every person, every lady here and every guy, except you lie to yourself, there is no way you hug that you don't feel it. So, now, you know these things, and yet we're still very quick to. And so even when the girl is not bringing hug, you're like, come and hug me, Joe. Come to daddy. You understand? I'm not calling any names. But the honest truth is, this is where we find ourselves. Now, am I saying that do deeper life hugs and do like this and all that? See, the honest truth is, I would round up somewhere, but I'd say, one of the people speaking here they said, know your triggers. Now, I'm bringing before our faces the way these things build up. I can hug a lady 100 times and not think anything. It might be the 101th time that the thought actually now finds a way into the mind. You understand? Some people are very disciplined. I mean, they can hug you. There's nothing. Howbeit, there will be one day that there will be something. One day. Please, let me finally go back to my notes. So, the association you keep is very important. The kind of people you have around you. As a matter of fact, for us young people, this is what I believe is the most keyest thing. It's the kind of people you have around you. They mold you. Sometimes even much more than your parents. I went into the university as someone who, I grew up in church, so everybody thought I had learned how to live Christian. So they thought I had this working relationship with God. But what I was doing was working for. I mean, I could work for God, I could sing. I knew what was right, I knew what was wrong, and all that. I had been told that, don't do sex, it's a sin, they would threaten us with stuff like, if you do it, if the girl gets pregnant, what would you do? And what if you contact spirits and all that? But here's what I noticed. I got into school. Along the line, I eventually had a girlfriend. So I went into that relationship as a very innocent young dude. There was nothing. We did funny things like she would come over, sleep in my house. I'll wake up the next morning. I'm off to school. I think was I already a young leader then? I think I was already a young leader in school. And it was all okay for me because, there was nothing. I couldn't see anything. The girl would go have a bath. I'd be in the room. She's done. Okay, so she still had small sense then. She would dress up before she came in and all that. Up until the point where my then girlfriend went to report me to my hallmates and said that I don't understand this guy. Now, how will we be together? I would sleep over and it's just there. He cannot do ni. Now, my hallmates then, I was the youngest of them all. I was in 200 level then. They were finalists. Now, the guys came and called me. I was like, guy, what's wrong with you? Now, why are you dulling this work? Something. The first day I met this girl, we actually kind of met them together. We're like, you're the one that told us to leave her now. You are leaving this work. This work will waste. Tomorrow if you break up with her now, she will feel like she won. Oh, jail on, yeah, she you get. And they said all those things and Immediately after that conversation went, I got angry. Permit me to say I was angry in my spirit. I don't know what spirit that was. But I was angry like, what do you mean? How will you say I'm not man enough? What are you saying? Me that I know, I know how this thing is. Sometimes I don't wake up in the morning. So why will you telling me I cannot do? And so, so I planned this thing out. I went, I bought condom. I scattered the condom under the bed. Easy access. And then I called her, I said, let's see now. She come over. And so she said she would come in the evening. In my own mind, perfect. So she came in the evening. And this thing started now. So we started all the kissing and the smooching that we have decided is not wrong. Our generation has decided that it's all right. And so we started all these things. And trust me, my mind was made up that this night, this thing will happen. And I did not care. At that point, I could not remember all those things they just told me that sex is not good. This one. That. And so I was there. And wow. And then we started this thing. Now, it got to the place where, so this young lady was naked from waist up, and she was in her pants. And this will be the first time I'm actually saying this before this number of people. And I slept off. Yes, I slept off. And I woke up in the middle of the night. I was like, oh. Apparently she had dressed up, and the girl parodied for me the next morning, like, she had never been that embarrassed in her life and all that. And now, for me, I started asking myself questions. Like, I don't understand. Trust me, I was ready for action when I slept off. So this one is not that I was not aroused. I was. I just discovered I slept off. And I asked myself questions. Why? Why did this happen? And what God told me was that I had made decisions. I had had conversations with Him when I was not even maybe totally conscious of what I was doing. Deep down inside of me, I did not want to do that. Somewhere deep down. Because it brings me to the place whereby you understand that this thing is not by your power, it's not by your might. It is God. Deep down inside of me, at that point when I was with that girl, I wanted to do it. I thought I wanted to do it. But somehow God just intervened and made me slip off. And it happened that it did not happen then. I leave that. Now, see, all these things, it's easy because you come from different angles, and then that's the place where, you're in a relationship. And how about someone you're not even in a relationship with? How about the sexual tension that just comes up from having conversations with ladies, and then you guys are just talking and you think it's okay. You're just having normal conversations, she's saying something, and then you're showing attention and all these things. I dare say that there's the potential for sexual tension with any conversation with any lady, anywhere, whether you are physically attracted or not. All it needs to do is let it be an emotional attachment of some sort. And so, I'll tell the final story and I'll find a way to wrap up. So there was this lady, I was in the choir here, I was a worship leader, and then she was a choir member. I don't know why I'm pointing towards this place. and so this lady, all of a sudden, we had a prayer video, and then she calls me out when we're done, and then we went outside to talk, And then she told me there was something she wanted to tell me, but she was scared. Long story short, she told me she liked me, this one, that one. I was like, thank you. Okay. Now that you like me, but I don't see you that way. I was not in a relationship. Now, this brings me to the place whereby young people, we have to understand that your relationship is not a way out for what you feel. It's not a way out for, the truth of the matter is many of us don't just have standards, personal standards. There's a picture of you that is before you that you are okay with. But this girl's own was just stubborn. So she calls me to her house one of those days. It was not the first time. So I went, and funny is when we go there, I ask her stuff like, how's your husband, this, that, and all that, and then we talk. I don't know what entered her. This girl walks up, she locks the door, and she throws the key in here. And that was when I knew I was in soup. At that point, I couldn't pray. I was more scared than, because I was like, this girl is a temptation for me. And so she was coming, wanted to hug and do all those things. Long story short, the only thing that helped me, the only thing that even made me remember to pray, was the fact that I was the music director on campus. And I just imagined that, hey, what will people say if they hear that? So then they called me Pastor Dio. If they heard that Pastor Dio did this, and at that point I was like, God help me, because my resolve was gone. I didn't have anything. Funny thing was, God used a Muslim, a homemate of the ladies, just knocked on that and said she needed something she kept in her fridge. And she had to get, she was like, can you come? I said, no, I need it now. Immediately the girl opened the door, I ran out. Because at that point, will I start shouting that a girl is trying to rape me? Doesn't make any sense. You went to her room. So she could have turned it any other way. Now, I'll round up because my time is up. See, we need to understand that you cannot just live life anyhow. These things matter. All these things matter. There's a way the devil brings it before you, even when you're asking God for certain things and you know that you have done certain things. By yourself, you cannot even stretch your hand to receive what God has already given to you because of guilt and condemnation. And it starts from the place, see, you cannot just chance upon it. You have to make a decision about it and say that, God, I will live this life to honor you because it is not my own. And to round up in the next 1 minute, I would just like to invite as many young persons, such as myself, I'm one of them, you'll see me, I'll drop this mic and hand it over to the senior pastor, to come and stand before God and say that, God, this life, I know it won't always be easy, but I'm making a decision that I would stand and live this life for you, that I would not just be any person. I would lay my weaknesses before you that you may help me. And Pastor, I'd like if you could just come and